what do the four cups represent? The four cups are based on a verse, Exodus 6, 6 and 7. Say therefore to the children of Israel, I am Yahweh, and I shall bring you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians. I shall bring you out, and shall deliver you from their enslaving, and shall redeem you with an outstretched arm and with great judgments, and shall take you as my people, shall be your Elohim, and you shall know that I am Yahweh your Elohim, who is bringing you out from under the burdens of the mid. So here in those two verses, we see that Yahweh promised to do four things. So each of the cups represents those four things. Well, each of those four things. So we have the cup of purification, referring to, I will bring you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians. So it will be the cup of separation, set apartness, for it would bring us from under the burdens of the Egyptians. So it would separate us from the world, from the Egyptians. And that's what the first cup represents. And it connects with Pesach. It is a day to separate yourself from the world. It is a day to separate yourself from leaven, right? The leaven of the Pharisees. And since it represents separating yourself from the slavery of the Egyptians, it represents to separate yourself from sin, which enslaves. Then the second cup is the cup of deliverance, referring to, I will rescue you from their bondage. The cup of deliverance, that's the second cup. Which would be connected with the feast of Matzot. So the first one with Pesach, when you prepare, separate yourself. Then comes Matzot, when you gotta remain set apart so that Yahweh can rescue you, which happened on Matzot when he died for our sins on the first day of Matzot. So interesting, I will rescue you from their bondage. He rescued us from sin and from the accusation of the enemy. Then the cup of redemption, that is the third cup. That is the cup that Mashiach drank, and that is the cup, the only cup that is mentioned in the new covenant. So by the time he drank that cup, he had already drank a couple, most likely, right? According to what, well, to these four. So this is the cup that he raised and said that he was spilling his blood for the new covenant with the many, the cup of redemption, for he is the Redeemer. And he says, I will redeem you with an outstretched arm. That's important. Remember what I mentioned regarding Yahweh, the name Yahweh starting with the Yud, which is an arm, because Yahushua is the arm of Yahweh. So we see it here. He drank the third cup to make the new covenant with his blood. I will redeem you with an outstretched arm, meaning Yahushua, the arm. And that, when it comes to the feast, is connected to the feast of the Omer Rashid. When you start to count 49 days till Shavuot comes. And that is the time when Mashiach appeared to Thomas, and Thomas checked his body to make sure that he was actually resurrected, that he was truly alive in the flesh. So I will redeem you with an outstretched arm, representing the resurrection. Then he says, the cup of praise. I will take you as my people. Now this, the cup of praise being the fourth, connects with Shavuot, the time when the Ruach came upon the chosen, the believers. They were praising and they received the Ruach. And that's when Yahweh said, you are my people, in the sense that just like when Yahweh gave the Torah in Mount Sinai and said, you are my people, now he confirmed it through his Ruach, giving the guarantee through his Ruach during Shavuot, making those who believe in Mashiach his people. So that's why it connects with Shavuot. Something interesting is that Mashiach drank the third cup, and then he doesn't mention the fourth. It is very possible that he drank it with them to fulfill the whole seder, the whole dinner. But the fact that it's not mentioned in the scriptures opens several possible interpretations of it, because, and I'll mention two. Yahushua says, I won't drink of this wine of the yeah, I won't drink wine until I drink new wine in the kingdom. So Yahushua said that he wouldn't drink again until the second manifestation. So in a way, we could say that he drank the third, and then he said that he would come at the end of times, Yahweh, as the last, to drink the fourth. And by drinking the fourth as the last, then all will be fulfilled. And then I will take you as my people. That's when Yahweh will take his people for himself, the bride and the many, to his kingdom through transformation and resurrection. I will take you as my people. When the last comes and starts the last 7 years by confirming the covenant, as we see in Daniel 9, confirming the covenant with the many by drinking the fourth cup, the cup of praise, to take his people. And that's why that resumes the 70 weeks of Daniel during the 70th. Hope that is clear. Hope is understood. Is important. The other interpretation I was going to mention is that he drinks the third cup, and then he's cut, and he's caught by the Pharisees, and they take him, and then they judge him, and then they nail him to the cross. When he's in the cross, he's on the cross, he's thirsty, and they bring vinegar to give him, and that is a type of wine, that is bitter wine, which represented his bitterness, his pain on the cross. But after he drank that, he said, it is finished. So basically, he drank the fourth cup of wine being on the cross. And that's when he closed the Pesach that he started with his disciples the night before. Because as we are going to see, Pesach goes from the 14th to the 15th, unlike how they understand it in Judaism according to their wrong interpretation of the Torah. I hope that was understood.